Oh, look at my hair. Sticking. Well, good afternoon and happy Monday afternoon to you today. Welcome to another riveting edition of Speaking Life with Dr. Sabrina. I am your host, Dr. Sabrina Jackson, the people expert, as I help people with people, even if that person is themselves, because I say all the time, you think it's somebody else that needs help, and it's really you standing in the need of some help. And so I do that, and I do that in a myriad of ways. I am a clinical therapist by trade with over 30 years experience. Woo! Postgraduate school. Yeah, I know the years have been kind with all this chocolatey goodness in my skin. And then I also am an author. I am a speaker, an award-winning speaker. I am a TV and radio personality. I have a nonprofit. I do business with nonprofits as I help nonprofits get started. I do board development training. I do capacity building assessments and everything to help you understand how to make sure that your nonprofit is successful. And then what else do I do? Oh, I've been in a couple of movies. I have some movies coming out real soon. So, you know, life is lifing, as they say. Life is life, and I'm doing what it is that God has gifted me to do. But we do this particular show every Monday to talk about how life and death lie in the power of your own tongue. What are you speaking to yourself about yourself? And so I get the opportunity to interview incredible people because I know incredible people. But before I get to my incredible people that's in the studio today, let me share some things that are coming up. Lots of things are coming up on the horizon in the next couple of weeks and months. And this week, this coming Saturday, April the 13th, we will be a part of the Damaged Crowns Still Shine Women Empowerment event. Let me tell you something that I love this title. I love this title because when you think about a crown and you think about the stones in the crown, what if the crown gets bent? What if the crown gets damaged? Does it mean that the jewels still don't shine? Oh, no, they still shine. And so I want women to understand that even though you may have gone through some things, you may have gone through domestic violence, you may have gone through drug abuse, you may have gone through alcoholism, you may have gone through being abused physically, emotionally, or sexually. You may have had these things happen to you, but that does not mean that your crown still don't have jewels that can shine. You know, God doesn't consult your past to determine your future. He knows his plans for you. And so I am so excited to be a part of this event. Mrs. Kelly has come up with this book. It's a workbook that goes with it as she tells her story. And so she's going to have some incredible speakers. The MC or host for the event is none other than First Lady of Eastlake Baptist Church, my good friend, First Lady Vera Cunningham. And let me tell you something about Vera Cunningham. Every time you see her, I've never seen her not put all the way together. She's put all the way together all the time. Her hair, sharp, makeup, tight. She looks good. You said we got to call her. Oh, hey, call her. We're starting the show with the caller. Hello.
Hello there.
Hi.
God bless you, guys.
God bless you.
Yeah, this is May Mayberry.
This is who?
Vanetta May Mayberry.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
I couldn't hear you. What did you say? Could you repeat yourself, please?
I'm doing great. And yourselves?
I am doing wonderful. And I know my guests, I haven't introduced them yet, but how y'all doing?
I'm doing good.
They're doing good. So you have a comment or a question?
No, I'm just listening in. Oh,
Oh,
I got two beautiful sisters that I know of, and then you was talking about First Lady Cunningham. I was like, oh, I'm excited.
so
And
are
listening,
you planning to try and come to the event on this coming Saturday?
listen, I just got it on my Facebook, and I'm like, oh, I'll try to do my best. That's it.
Well, I want you to, if you want to come, I think I have some opportunities where people can come. Some people have bought some tickets, and we're going to make sure that we host a few people. We're going to do something to come up with how we're going to give them out. But yes, we have some scholarships available for people. So if you're interested, reach out to us off air. You can go to my website and get my number. My number to my office is 313-757-6111. Again, that number is 313-757-6111. Well, thank you so much for being a listener and for supporting what we do here. And you have a blessed Monday.
Thank you. Love you. Love you all.
Love you. That's so awesome. So yeah, Damaged Crown, Still Shine. Next. Oh, Mental Health Mondays. Let me say this. I already do Mental Health Mondays on Fox 2. But there is an amazing organization called the Disabilities Network of Wayne County, and it's ran by a good, amazing sister. She's the executive director named Lori Sanders. And so Lori wants to make sure that people with disabilities have opportunities to talk about their mental health and how they maintain mental wellness. So we got together and we're going to start doing Mental Wellness Mondays starting April the 15th, every Monday from 2 to 3. And we're going to do a hybrid. One Monday we'll be in her offices, and it's at 7800 West Outer Drive in Detroit, right across from Wayne County Community College, right there on the service drive. Or we're going to do some Zooms. So sometimes you can come in and we'll be there, and then sometimes we'll do them virtually. So I'm really excited because we're just taking information from them about things they want to talk about around their mental wellness. And so I'll be there.
That's awesome.
Every Monday from 2 to 3 p.m. And we're starting next Monday, April 15th. So if you know someone who has a disability or they have a challenge in that area, we want to be able to, in Wayne County. So that's anywhere. Wayne County is pretty big. So we're looking for you to support us and for us to be there for you. Next. Oh, I forgot about the Fashion Forward event. The Fashion Forward event is going to be held on April the 19th, and it's going to be held in Pontiac, Michigan. And so it's a fashion show. And yes, we want you to come out because it's springtime. We want to look at new fashions, but yours truly will be the commentator and the host. So I'm excited, and it's hosted by Sheila Fan Productions. Let me tell you about Sheila Fan. Sheila Fan has been a guest here before. She is an incredible writer as well as a playwright. She writes people's stories and move them from being just their stories to being either a play or a movie. So she really knows how to create a script, because script writing is totally different than book writing. I can write a book.
For sure.
I don't even try with the script. So we're going to have that. You could go to our website to get tickets. The tickets prices are $15 for general admission, as well as a VIP for $20. So, y'all spend that at Starbucks. So come on and support. Next. Oh, I'm so excited about this. The Mothers of Michigan. The Mothers of Michigan is an award ceremony that's going to have a fashion show as well. And yours truly is being honored as a mother in Michigan. So I am so excited that I got called and they said that they wanted to award me as a mother in Michigan. Oh my goodness. So I'm excited about that. It's going to be Saturday, May the 4th in the evening. So the tickets for that are $30. We'll have that on our website as well. And is there anything? Yes. Okay. Ooh, I feel like, oh my goodness, all the stuff coming up. So mental health is my business. I love that title. Mental Health is My Business Summit. It's a free, let me say this again, free, let me say it one more time, free community event on May the 4th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. So it's two things on May the 4th. First, we're going to be at the Mental Health is My Business Summit in Pontiac. That's from 11 to 2. Free. I'm the keynote speaker. Free.com. And then that evening, I'm being awarded, that's on Saturday, May 4th, from 5 to 8. That's back in Detroit on 4th Street in Detroit. So we're going to be busy on May 4th. We're going to be busy. I'm going to be speaking and then being awarded. Oh, my goodness. I'm so excited. And then lastly, I think it's last. Maybe it's not last. There's one more thing after that, I think. But then there's a Mother's Day fundraiser brunch where yours truly on May the 11th, I will be the keynote speaker, and it's going to be held in Detroit, Michigan. And let me say this about this organization. This organization seeks to support women who have domestic violence in their history. And so they're doing an event for Mother's Day. It's a pre-Mother's Day, so it's the day before Mother's Day, May 11th, and yours truly will be the keynote speaker. Oh yeah. May 15th and 16th is Career Mastered. Career Mastered has been around this year, celebrates 10 years that they've been around. And can I say that I have been a part of every Career Mastered event for the last 10 years? Every year. One of the things that I do, and I have done every year for the last 10 years, is I give the occasion of the event. And it's such a great memory for me because the late, great Florine Marks from Weight Watchers was a great supporter of this organization and this event. And so the very first year that I gave the occasion, she was there and she was being honored, and so we became good friends from that. I was able to do her podcast. She came and did my podcast, and when she made her transition recently, I was just so thankful that I got to meet her. She has such an amazing spirit, and so I would not have been able to meet her if it wasn't for Dr. Lisa Wicker. Dr. Lisa Wicker is the founder of Career Mastered, and Career Mastered has just grown over the 10 years. So she's awarding women every year, and some men, because we have allies as women, and as well as she does a Legends Ball. And so this year, not only am I speaking at the event, I am speaking, but I am receiving the Winning Spirit Award.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much. And so that particular ball will be held at the DIA on the 16th in the evening. And so that day on the 15th, I'll be speaking, but the evening of the 16th, I'll be getting my award. And then lastly, also, same dates, May 14th through 16th, is the Back to Basics Black Advantage Conference. And yes, I'm one of the speakers at that as well. And so this is so important because our leader here at the Podcastic, Miles Dixon, this is his baby, his brainchild, and of course I am supporting every single thing that he does. And so they're looking for vendors. Still is available. If you're a vendor, you want to be a part, go to www.theblackadvantage.com. Whew. One more.
Wow.
Oh my Lord. Okay, so this is so cool. It's 2 more now. So I am in a movie that is going to be coming out on June the 8th. That's the day that they're going to have the premiere. The premiere is going to be on June 8th. Now, let me say this, because I don't want people coming on June 8th thinking I'm going to be there, because I won't be. I will not be there because I'm actually speaking at a women's retreat in Savannah, Georgia, which was booked a whole year ahead of time, so I can't be in 2 places at the same time. However, I will be in the movie, and the movie is called Silent Scream. And Silent Scream comes from Kimberly Mallory, and Kimberly Mallory has such a tremendous story that she was abducted, and this is her real life story. and what happened from that abduction and how she got free and then what happened after that. Oh, it's just so good. And so the movie will premiere on June 8th, and I am in the movie. I play Dr. Sabrina Jackson. I love it. So excited. Okay, there's one more. Whew, okay, so foster care. Foster care is actually a play. But what's nice about the play is that they've filmed pieces of the play and they've created a trailer. And are we going to show the trailer? We're going to show the trailer. We're going to show the trailer. Let's watch.
Grandma, what's wrong? Grandma, please wake up. Oh my gosh. 911, please, yes. Please come help me. My grandma, I don't know. Yes, 3218 Grill, hurry, please. God, please don't take my grandma.
Hey family, it's Dr. Sabrina here. You know, the people expert. You see me every Monday on Fox 2 with Mental Health Mondays. But guess what? You're going to have an opportunity to see me in person live at a play where I get to play a social worker. And the name of this play is called Foster Care. So let me tell you something about foster care. Right now in the state of Michigan, there are over 13,000 children in foster care. But let me tell you another fact, that people who have gone through foster care rate with post-traumatic stress disorder 3 times higher than those who are veterans. Oh, we got some stuff to tell you. And we're going to tell you in this play called Foster Care. You're going to laugh, you might cry, but guess what? You get to see me.
It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. And guess what? It's even more coming on. I have a book coming out called Dr. Sabrina's 52 Weeks to Mental Wellness. And I spoke with the guy who's my PR person and helping me with some national stuff. And so I got to finish the book this week. Ooh, so your girl is busy. So now let me go ahead and tell you what I tell you every week, that I know incredible people. I am so blessed that I know incredible people, and this week is no different. I have 2 women in the studio who are incredible women, and I am in awe of the things that they do. I'm in awe in how they navigate the world, and I am just excited to have them with me. And today we're going to be talking about, what's our theme, Chantel?
What you water will grow.
What you water will grow. Ooh, I love that. What you water will grow. So that's why you have a producer, because I wouldn't have come up with what you water will grow. I wanted to call it Sisters Are Doing It for Themselves. That would have been my theme. But I have 2 women here. And first, Hetero. Did I say it right?
Hetero.
Mm-hmm. Hetero man. Let me throw the man on it because she's married to Calvin Man. She is a facilitator, an author, a speaker, a life-changing, life-transformational leader in our community. And she's my sister. Hey, Heather.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you. So happy to be here.
Oh, so excited that you're here. So excited. Because we're just going to have a good girlfriend roundtable right up in here today. And then I have another amazing young woman. And this young woman, I have to say, off the top, is so impressive. She's so impressive because not only is she pretty, she's pretty on the eyes. You know, you just see people and they just look stunning. She's one of those stunning looking people. But can I go on record and say that she's she's going to be my daughter-in-law? She's my son's intended. Don't you like when we use those old words? Look at her sister cracking up laughing. And her name is Elise Ferguson today. But she on her way to being Elise Smith. Are you going to hyphenate your name or are you going to just be a Smith? What you going to do?
I don't know yet. I think maybe make my middle name my last name right now. You know what I mean?
So Elise Ferguson Smith. That's what she's on her way to being. Amen. But she graduated in 2016 from Howard University, HBCU graduate, and was in journalism.
Yep.
And so she did some journalism for a while, and while she was doing it, she's like, I don't like it. So then she started doing something else. So now she's working with a company called Zenni. Zenni is an eyeglass company, and she does their social media. And it's really opened up a large opportunity for her because now she's working on her own platform as an influencer. And so we're going to let you go to her website to her social media so you can see her posts, because she does that piecing things together. So like she'll show you some shoes and then she'll show you your foot sticking back with the shoes. So all of that. So hey, Elise.
Hey. Where am I supposed to be looking at you? Where do I look?
Both.
Okay.
Both. Direct camera, but conversational parts is cool.
Yeah, so either or, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
We're going to get it all going on here. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How y'all doing?
I'm doing good.
You're doing good?
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad that you could be with me today.
I'm so glad to be here.
It's so exciting. Did you ever think I would invite you to be on the show?
I had no idea. I was really surprised when you invited me.
Why?
Just because, I don't know. I have been working in like social media, and even with journalism, I think I was on podcasts when I was a reporter, but now I do more behind the scenes stuff. So I'm not asked to do like public speaking really anymore. So, or as much as I was. And so that's why I was like, oh, okay. But I still like to do it. So
you have the skill set, so you can do it. And so, Heather.
Yes.
Let's talk about what got you to doing what you do. What started you?
That's such a great question. It really was my journey. When you start off and you start finding your breadcrumbs early in life. And so when I was 12 years old, I was my own advocate. I was protesting the cutting down of trees on my block, really in our neighborhood. So I grew up in the Dexter, Linwood, Davison community, and they were cutting down trees. And I did not believe that they were going to restore the trees, and I felt that it was a trauma against nature. And so my parents supported me, and I stood up against them tearing down the tree or cutting down the tree that was in front of our house. And so that was my first public statement of advocacy. And once I was supported with my voice, I've been a voice ever since. So I've been involved in community since I was 12.
Wow. It just makes me stop for a minute and go, okay, 12 years old. I'm going to be real honest. At 12 years old, I wasn't thinking about no trees. And would not have cared at all if they cut them down. I probably would have been like, okay, cool. There's more space for me to do something. I don't know, but just to have that, it's so important to see how people are uniquely crafted. Mm-hmm. And that to me is an example of your voice, your mind being unique to you, and that in that moment, it was ignited.
It was, absolutely.
I love that. And so what did you go on? What was next on your, after the tree hug? So would you consider yourself a tree hugger?
I am considered a tree hugger.
Okay,
yes,
a tree hugger.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So just my path took me through kind of a political time in my life. So I was part of the Crockett Youth Caucus when I was in high school.
Which high school?
I went to Detroit Central High School.
Okay.
Trailblazers.
All right,
yes,
Trailblazers.
Blue and white. That's right.
Blue and white.
So even in high school, I was very active. I was in my junior year, I was the president of our class, raising funds for our senior year, and always thinking about what's next for people and how can we make sure people are taking their career pathways, finding some direction in life. And so that was really my mindset. The same thing in our community. What are we doing in our community to help build our families, structure our communities? That was my platform up until I went off to college. I went to college to pursue a career in advertising and public relations. So I went to Tennessee State, another Black historic college.
HBU.
Yeah, I mean, it's some shifts right now, but it was considered that when I was attending.
Okay.
And so from there, I did some community work around voting, and I was working with Dr. Arthur Carter at that time, and so we did some things around voting, and then my career shifted because I started to look for the breadcrumbs that took me to my answer of, why are you here? What are you supposed to be doing? And so I started off in workforce development. I'm kind of wrapped full circle back in that space. But started off in workforce development. I worked for Wayne County Community College. And there I worked in corporate services, so learning how to work with corporations and get their training programs up and running. So I was managing programs for Chrysler and Dyke & Clutch and Superior Manufacturing. One of my clients was my favorite was, but not Baby Ray's, it's the potato chips. That was one of my favorite clients because I got to get free potato chips. Right. I did work for Wrigley's also, where I got free bubble gum. So.
All right. I like the word free. Free.com.
Right. So those opportunities kind of put me in this pathway of how can we restore families, how can we restore communities. And just during this journey, I started to process a lot of that information. I was always a writer. I've been writing since I was 5. My sister taught me how to write when I was 2. And so from 2 years old, I had a need. So this is really a funny story about me, and I want to share this because I think it's hilarious.
I love a funny story, especially since today April is National Humor Month. Take it away.
Is it?
Mm-hmm, it is.
Okay, so when I was little, I know I'm taking a step back. When I was little, I was the nurse and the waitress in my family.
Okay.
And so I always had a notepad with me because I was either writing prescriptions or taking orders.
I love it.
And so one day I gave my mom the orders because she was cooking, and she said, I can't read that. It's just scribble on the paper. And I took it very seriously. And so I asked my sister, who was older than me, to teach me how to read and write. So my sister taught me how to read and write. So by the time I was 3, when I would go to doctor's appointments, I was reading my charts. And the doctors were looking.
The 3-year-old reading their chart.
Yeah, whatever they were writing down. I wanted to know what you were writing. And so, I had some difficulty pronouncing some of the words, but I was reading the chart. And so the doctor thought that I was a genius because I was reading at 3. And I was telling him, no, I just need to be able to write my orders. And my mom needed to be able to read it. That was my motivation. Right. I had to take care of my family. And so they thought it was some really, cool thing. But it led me through my pathway. It led me to the
fact that it took genius to even be able to do it.
Well, I had motivation.
Bam. Some people are motivated, but they still
can't really
do it. But you were at 3 reading your chart. I'm stuck right there reading your chart.
Wow, that's amazing.
So it just led me to a love of reading and writing. So that's been a part of my journey in terms of writing articles and books, and I have plenty of it. Journaling, that's been my life. So that's how I've been able to chronicle a lot of my journey.
And so do you have books that people can purchase?
Yes, I have books.
What's the books? Tell us.
So I have a book called Patch of Grass.
Patch of Grass.
Patch of Grass.
Okay.
Yeah. And really that's about finding your sacred spaces. How do you find peace in different places? So my patch of grass is where I found mine. And so I talk about that and talk people through how to find their own, but ultimately recognizing that you are the sacred space. And that's where I want people to go to in that book.
I love that. You are the sacred space. So stop looking for it outside of you. Stop looking on social media. Stop looking at what you see other people doing. Stop comparing yourself to others, because you are uniquely crafted to do you like no other.
Absolutely.
And where can people get this book?
You can find my book on any of my books on any platform. You just have to make sure you're looking up Heather Heteru Miller, because there are over 6,000 Heather Millers in the state of Michigan. So you want to make sure you're catching me. So that's Heather, Hetheru, Heather Heteru Miller. So you can just do a Google search. I'm on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, wherever books are sold.
And how many books you have?
Published books, I have 6.
Oh, she said it like it's nothing.
Like no big deal. Just,
published.
just 6 of them.
I have a lot of books.
She has a lot more than the 6.
I have a lot more than the 6.
So basically, we are sitting talking to a library. She's a library.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, you got to get all the books. So please go and get her books, support her, because that's what we need to do. We need to make sure we're supporting each other, not just by pushing like.
Right.
Because like don't necessarily give me no money. And God gives us ideas and witty ideas so we can get wealth. But we have to make sure that we're supporting each other so that we can get that.
Absolutely.
So, okay, one last question. And then I'm going to segue to Miss Elise over here. How'd you meet your husband?
I met Kelvin when I was working at Vanguard CDC. He heard me actually on the radio promoting our small business incubator there.
Okay.
And he called in to get he got the information, and he came to the building right after he heard it. And that's where we started, and I helped him build some programs and some things that he needed for encouraging me. I'm young at that time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we met during our purpose work. During the journey.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
It's beautiful.
Met during purpose work. Wow. I wonder, is that going to be my journey? Am I going to meet my significant other through purpose work? Okay. Elise.
Yes.
Elise. What made you want to be a journalist?
I think just watching the news growing up and just seeing how confident reporters were, like sitting at the desk, and they were just they were smart, and just I was inspired by that. And in high school I joined the newspaper club, and I just liked talking and interviewing people, and so I just knew that that's what I thought at the time that was my pathway. That's what I was destined to do. I'm like, this is it for me. And so that's where that initial interest started.
And so you went to school for that?
Yeah, I studied journalism, broadcast journalism at Howard University.
Woohoo!
HU. You have to do it
It's
every
so
time.
funny because all of your family members went to HU?
Yeah, my all my siblings and my dad.
Okay.
So yeah, there's 4 of us.
And where did your mom go?
She went to Wayne State.
Oh, you're like me. That's why we get along so
Yeah.
well. That's my sister.
Yeah.
Hey, Dr. Pat. Okay.
But yeah, I studied journalism, broadcast, and I had internships. I had such great internships in undergrad. I was able to intern for Soledad O'Brien, who worked for CNN, and just shadow her. And that really inspired me. I'm like, okay, I want to do what you do after working for her. And that led to working behind the scenes in the news. Once I graduated from Howard, I worked at TV One, Fox News, an ABC affiliate, and then I finally had the opportunity to have an on-camera reporting position, and that's when it hit me. It was a little bit different being the one to search the news stories of the day, because I was doing local news, and a lot of the news was crime and a lot of just kind of like the negative news, that local news, like you need it, but I just didn't really want to be the one to report it. And so just every day, 7 days a week, waking up searching for bad news, I was like, ooh.
It was like a stab in your spirit.
Yeah. I would wake up, and this is going to sound crazy, but like I would like, my chest would be like burning, like that bad. Like I was like really anxious. I'm like, I want to do this because I love meeting new people. I love talking to people, but I'm like, I can't do journalism in this way. I don't think this is sustainable, because I value my peace of mind. And it was gone about like a month or 2 into that job. I was like, oh, I don't know how I can. I don't think this is sustainable. And so yeah, that's that. Then I pivoted.
And then when you pivoted, what did you do? Because I know you told a story on social media. Tell us that story.
Okay. Of how I got my current job? Yes. So that I did want to tell that story. After working in the news, you have to edit your own stuff. People don't know this, but when you're starting off at the beginning, you shoot, you edit, you write your script, you do it all. There's no one who you source that to.
Right.
And so, one-man band, that's what I was doing. And in that, I learned how to edit. And so edit is just a very transferable skill. And so I did a lot of video editing. And then that led to me doing social media video editing, the stuff that people post on like their reels now, TikTok, stuff like that. I just picked up short form video editing. And so I was able to get different jobs in social media, just creating, short-term content for people who don't know how to edit.
Like me.
Yeah, it's a skill. And once you learn it, you can use it on different platforms. And so I had this portfolio of work, and I was doing a lot of freelance work after leaving my news job because I left, I just left without a backup plan. I quit with no backup plan. And yeah, I quit my job, and I was doing freelance editing. And then there was a point where I was like, I really want to do a full-time job again. I want to get back into working full-time. And so I was applying for jobs for probably there was this 8-month period, I want to say, where I just wasn't hearing anything back from a full-time job. And I was kind of getting anxious about it. But there's something, like you said, what you water will grow. I wasn't hearing back from jobs, but I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make my LinkedIn look just as amazing as it can. I was just adding all of my, my background, my skills. I just added everything to it. And I prayed a lot throughout it. I'm big on my relationship with God and my faith in God. I believe in Jesus. And so I was just really relying on my faith. And then there was this one random day it was a random Monday. And I get a message on LinkedIn from a recruiter from a company I've never heard of in my life. And she's like, hey, I just came across your profile. I'm looking for a content producer, and your profile is jumping off on all angles. We're looking for someone like you. And I had never heard of this company. So I'm like, is this a scam? Is this real? I'm like, what? Who is this? What is this? And then, but I did talk to her on the phone. And she was just explaining how they need a content producer who can do visual storytelling for Zenny. And then we had an interview. I had an interview on Wednesday. I had an interview on Thursday. And by that Friday, I had a job offer. And it was 2 times what I was making at my previous job.
Could you say 2 times?
2 times.
2 times.
I didn't even know social media content producers could make
that much money.
I didn't, but it was something that God literally handed to me. God gave it to me. I didn't apply for it. I didn't know anybody at the company. I had no one advocating for me, but God said, hey, this is for you.
This is so funny. One of the things that my spiritual mother told me probably maybe about 15 years ago now. One day I was all distressed about PR because I want to get back to your studying PR, and did you ever really do PR? Mm-hmm. Okay. The ethics. Right. But so I had been hiring PR people because I had this, I want to be here, I want to do this, and I need the PR person to do it for me, and I'm going to pay them all this money, and I paid incredible amounts of money, a whole lot of money, and never really got what I paid for. I just never really felt that I benefited at the level of what I paid for. And so out the blue, my spiritual mother called me one day. She said, you know what? The Lord woke me up about you.
Wow.
And the Holy Spirit is your PR person.
Wow.
Because the Holy Spirit can go in rooms that even the PR people can't go in.
Right.
What?
That's a word.
Ain't that a word? And I went, and she said, so as long as the Holy Spirit is your PR person, you're taken care of. You don't have to. I said, okay. And I promise you, everything that you see me on Fox, I have been doing something on Fox 2 since 2014.
Wow.
This year makes 10 years.
Okay, 10 years?
10 years on Fox 2 in some capacity. I started doing Let It Rip with Hugh Perkins, then started doing Let It Rip on the weekends, then had my own segment called People 911. That led to me doing things on the 9, and then they called and asked me, do you want to do a mental health segment on Mondays? And I went, sure. And literally they asked me one week and we started the next week, and this last week marked 2 years every Monday for Mental Health Mondays.
Nice.
So wow.
That's a testimony that what God has for you is for you.
What God has for you is for you, and that's why it's so important that we don't compete.
Yeah.
There's not competition between us. There is complement and collaboration between us. I am better because there's a Heather. I am better because there's an Elise. Elise hooks a sister up all the time, although she owes me a video. I'm putting it out there. She owes me a video.
I haven't forgotten
She owes me a
about it.
video right now.
I haven't forgotten about it.
The reason that I don't get my videos is because she's romancing. My son surprised her and took her away last week, and oh my goodness. But I will say this, she got that video done.
Oh my gosh, the shade. Is
this shade?
A little shade. I feel the shade. But I had a thought when you were talking about competition, so I really wanted to share that.
Okay.
That's, I think, why even with the content creation, like, I stopped trying to look at what other people were doing, because it's really just about watering your own thing, not seeing what everybody else is doing, not trying to, keep up. But it's just like, I realize the importance of it. Even with the job search, I'm like, the competition is me pouring into my platform, myself, making the best of what I have, and then that'll, put me where I need to go. Basically, things will gravitate towards you the more you pour into yourself.
Ooh, that's good. That's good. That's good. I do want to add one other question, because I will say this. I know that before my son met you in person, he had went to your Instagram page, and he was so impressed with you that he said to his mama, "She's something different. Aww. She's something. I see it in her social media that she's different, that she's special." And so they were supposed. I'm telling that story. Let me tell the story.
That's okay. I love it.
Tell the story. But when they were supposed to meet, it was supposed to be a business meeting, and so he said, "I don't know if this is going to be a business meeting. This may be more than a business meeting." He said that. He said that ahead of time. And so what's funny is that your mother shared with me that the night you were getting ready to go for the business meeting dinner, that you was getting all dialed up. You was getting really dialed up. And she was like, "I wonder, is this really a business? You say it's business, but oh my. Oh my."
I think we knew by the second time talking on the phone, we just had so much in common in our like passions, what we're like, really passionate about, what we believe our purpose is. It just had so much alignment that we're like, all right, at the very least, we're going to be like close friends. But I mean, I think we just knew. I really do think we knew. And there was something that we both connected on. We had both done like a missions trip in Kenya in the same place. And
I didn't know that y'all had been in the same place.
The same exact place.
Wow. At different times.
The Masai Mara in Kenya. We were there at different times and both really passionate about
So share with our audience what you did in Kenya.
I started a school by starting a fundraiser to raise $10,000. And it was when I was in undergrad. And it's a school in Masai Mara, Kenya. And it's supposed to be sustained for 20 years. And it's something God told me to do. And
wow.
I'm going to do one too. I want to start a school. I don't know.
Let's do it.
And so she's going to help me.
Nice.
Start a school. We're going to start a school. I'm going to Kenya on the 24th of this month.
Right?
Oh, wow.
I am. I'm going to Kenya, and I'm going with the Detroit Youth Choir, because my official new title with the youth choir, hey, Anthony White, is the mental wellness coach.
Oh, nice.
And so I am going with them. They are going to perform at the International Choir Festival.
That's exciting.
That's exciting.
That's going to be good.
And so my team, for my show, my talk show, they're coming with me, and we're going to film while we're there.
That's
Isn't
amazing.
that amazing?
That's
It's so amazing. God, I ain't go looking for that.
That's exactly.
It
that's
didn't come
exactly it came looking for you.
It came looking for me. And so this is the thing I say all the time. If God opens a door for me, I'm running through it.
I like that.
Because, sometimes when an opportunity comes, if you've never done it before, you'll begin to question. You get the Moses syndrome. You're like, what? Who, me? I can't, me talk to the people. I'm a stutterer. How I'm talking? Right. So go. I killed a man. I'm on the run right now. What are you talking about?
Right. Right.
So when we look at our limitations, it'll make us stop to go through the door because we know. I think that's a part of where imposter syndrome comes from. I think that's a part of that. That a lot of times we'll look at where we're at. And we don't see the value of what has been in us and how God can use it someplace else. I always say, well, not just I always say it, but the Word says that all things are working together for the good of them who love the Lord and who are called according to His purpose, not your purpose. So my will is that my will be His will. So I need to get out of my way. So I can be an open vessel for His use. And so the things that I do, when you see me do what I do on TV, when you hear me speak, I promise you I have no idea what's coming until it comes. I don't, I don't.
And that's rare.
That's rare?
Yeah. To just show up and be able to just,
I just show up. And so I always say what I do is hard to put in a brochure.
Yes,
because
understood.
People wouldn't get it. They okay. I need you to give me a plan. What you gonna do? What people getting? I don't know yet. I won't know until I'm in the room with the people because what those people need may be totally different than what those people need.
That's absolutely so.
So,
it is absolutely so.
It's so much fun. It's so much fun being me. So, okay, I want to go back to Heather and this PR studying and marketing and. So do you feel like you use that?
I use every single gift and opportunity that God has given me. Every single one. It comes in different times. It comes in different forms, and it comes for different people and different projects. But and I have so much. I have been richly blessed on this journey because I needed to do the work that I do now. And so in my personal coaching, I needed to be able to reach people on multiple levels. And I know that everything that's been given to me is part of the journey that He put me on. And I'm walking through the plan. And so I had my burning bush experience. I had that moment, right, where God asked me to take on an assignment. And I start saying, well, I'm not qualified for this. Well, this is going to change my life. It's going to affect my family, which was my concern. And God told me, one, answer my questions. He said, I asked you to do it. Because I was saying, well, what about Oprah and Susan Taylor and all these other people who have money and resources and status? He said, but I asked you to do it. And then I said, well, it's going to affect my family, and I don't want to put my family in harm's way because some of the things that I might be asked to do might put me in harm's way. He said, I will protect you just like I protect your family.
That's good.
And then I said, well, this is going to change my life.
I love it.
And he said, that's what you asked for.
That's what it's supposed to do.
That's what you asked for. That's what he told me.
Yeah, so He just wants us to be willing sometimes,
It's so crazy. I remember I was talking to my son, and I'll say this. I birthed an incredible individual. I really did. I birthed an incredible individual. But sometimes he get on my last nerve. And he gets on my nerve because he will give me what I know I put in him. So I was talking about an opportunity to do a show, and that the show was going to be live every day of the week. And I went, I don't want to do every day. I can't do every day. Because if I did every day, it's going to limit what I do in other spaces. And he went, Steve Harvey does stuff every day.
Drops mic.
Okay. I didn't want to hear that. But oh, how true. And then I was like, well, if I do this show, then I can't do that show. He said, Steve Harvey has several shows. So you can't do several shows? So I got several shows, y'all. Several shows. And so I will say this, Heather is such a blessing because she noticed in me, she came to minister to me, which I absolutely need. I need folks to pour into me because I'm a pourer. I pour. And so I say this to other people that if you're a pourer, you have to take your vessel and sit it up so that you can be poured into.
Absolutely.
You can't always be in the position of pouring because if you're always in that position, you're not being filled.
Right.
So you have to sit your container up so somebody can pour in you. And that's what Heather
does. Yeah.
That's
Fills
what she
up your
does.
cup.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, she does. So
That's a blessing.
no, she does. And so she was like, I need you to, she said, now what are you doing? What are you doing for you? What are you doing to make sure because I get, people give me all this negativity and, trauma. Like on my way to Fox this morning, I answered the phone and the lady was crying. And she was crying because her son was murdered. And it's only been about 6 months, and they are in the process of going to court. So anytime she goes to court, she's a mess. Yeah. And she says, you're the only person that I feel comfortable talking to.
No.
And so what do you do with all of that? And you getting ready to do TV. So I'm talking about laughing today.
And then hear something like that.
And then you hear that right before you go on to do it. Yeah. What do you do to get that off of you, that you don't take it and because oftentimes what happens is if you internalize it, you may not deal with it, but you're taking it, and then it's gonna affect the inner you, your physical health, your body. You get the limping and all of that. So, thank you, Heather. So, Heather, tell us some things you have coming up. I want people to know where they can find you, how they can support you. Of course, go to Amazon and get our books.
Thank you.
Buy our books. Buy them. Okay, go ahead.
So this Wednesday, we are a part of Ready Women Collective, and so that's Encourage Me I'm Young, Good Fathers Only, Fearless Minds, United Community Solutions, and Your Inspired Journey. So we became a collaborative to launch an initiative around the Ready Women Collective. And basically what that is women who are ready to stand up and to do something, to get off the sidelines, because what our community is sick. Our community is diseased. And our village is what's going to heal it. But you have to gather that village together. Because everything that you do, everything that Dr. Sabrina does, everything that Chantel does, everything that we do is a part of this movement. It doesn't take you away from what you do. It aligns you. Because you are part of that piece. Dr. Sabrina is a part of that piece. But there are people like the spaces in between us fall through the gaps.
Right.
They don't have the resources, they don't have the knowledge, they don't have the information, and they fall off and they become victim to the disease, right? So if we don't have the alignment of all the organizations working together, we miss people and we miss opportunities. So one of the opportunities is that Ready Women Collective partners a Zoom call on, and the information is on my website too, so I'll make sure I give that. So that's Wednesday at 7, it's a Zoom call, and then Saturday is much like what you said. It's the spring cleaning. So you have to be able to detox physically and spiritually because of all the things that we take in and hold in and how we gather. And for people who are empathic, don't know that you're supposed to become an alchemist and take that and put it back into the community.
Okay,
right?
So now she just done went deep real quick. Did she just go deep for a quick? She said, because those of us who are empathic need to understand that they need to be an alchemist. Some people don't even know what that means. It's too deep. You got to break it down. Okay, so those of you who are people who feel other people.
Okay.
That's what an empath is. You just feel. You could be sitting in your car, and the person in the car next to you turn over and look at them, and you feel them.
Absolutely.
That's an empath. But then an alchemist has the ability to transform spaces. And so you take what you got and then give it. Ooh, that's good. Okay.
So that's important. So what we do on Saturday, and this is open, what you do on Saturday, you can register again on my website. But what we do is help you to cleanse that financially, personally, and socially, and your purpose
And
work.
what time is that?
That's from 10 in the morning until to noon.
10 to noon. And where is that located?
It's actually here.
It's going to be here,
Yeah.
18,000 West 9 Mile, Suite 510. Give the website.
So my website is Your Inspired Journey, www.yourinspiredwiththejourney.com. You go on there and register. And also, if you need help moving through your journey, this is an opportunity for you to connect with me. So you can do that on my website as well.
Because she is a coach now. She'll get you together.
And it's because my journey is different. That means this work is different. So it's not a cookie cutter. It is based on your journey. And so I have some tools to share with you.
Ooh, lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, Elise.
Yes.
Talk about your influencing journey that you're on now. Of course, we know about Zenny.
Yes.
We got to shout out Zenny.
Yep. Get your glasses from Zenny.
I'm going to be wearing some Zenny glasses, and so she's going to hook me up so I can do some more things with Zenny, because I'm going to be wearing Zenny on TV and stuff like that. Okay.
Exactly. So there's that, support Zenny, of course. But for myself, I have a YouTube channel, and it's just at Elise, youtube.com/Elise. My name is ELLYCE. And then on my Instagram and my TikTok, it's simply Elise. And there I just share like vlogs. I talk about my faith. I show like outfits, things like that. But on my YouTube channel is where I talk about my relationship with God and encouraging people on their walk. And in their faith, I share testimonies like the one I shared about my job. I talk about just the incredible things God has done in my life.
You talk about meeting Marcel?
Not yet. That's coming though. I'm going to talk about that on my channel.
Ain't that funny? I am such a Marcel fan.
You are. That's okay.
I'm a Marcel fan. I say I'm Team Marcel all day, every day. So now I'm
Me too.
Team
I get
Elise all day, every day. But this is what Elise will say to me. She'll go, we'll be on the phone, and then I can tell when the phone rings, and she'll say, "Oh, I gotta go. This is my man." I'd be like, "Okay, well, tell your man I said hi," and I get right off the phone. And let me close by saying this, and this is so important for mothers who have sons. Mothers who have sons, because a lot of times mothers who have sons they overbearing. They all up in the business. They expect their sons to treat them like almost like they woman. But then they supposed to have their own woman. And so as a mother, you have to move from being that closest person to them to allowing them the space to be close to the woman that they select. Because there are things that he's going to be able to do with his wife that he's never going to be able to do with you. Unless you're nasty. I'm just saying. So I know my role. I know that there was a time that Marcel said that I was his everything. But now he has selected the person who is his everything. And my role shifts. And so a lot of times him and I will meet or we'll talk about stuff, and then Elise is so sweet. She'll go, "Well, do you all just want that to be your time?" "No, you're a part of the equation now. Come on." So we involve her, and I had to take the lead to do that, because it's important as women that we teach our men to be men, and then we allow them to be men. And so I think I've done a good job.
You've done an amazing job.
At that. And I get out their business. I ain't in their business. I'm not. Am I in y'all business?
Not at all.
I'm not in their business. I didn't know where y'all was going. I knew y'all was going somewhere, but I didn't know where. So I couldn't tell. And he tells me all the time, "Ma, stop telling. Don't be telling everything." So I'm trying to keep my mouth closed.
But we have our own separate relationship, me and you, which I love.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So,
absolutely.
I love it.
Absolutely. I love her.
I love
People
you.
know I love her. I'm so happy to have a daughter. A little pretty thing too. So she's so skinny though. I said, when she have babies, the baby gonna be big and fat. And so, that little bitty body gonna have a big old fat baby. Because my baby was big and fat. I'm just saying. Okay, so we gotta go. I want to thank Heather. I want to thank Elise. I want to thank you for being a part of this amazing conversation, so that you understand that what you water grows, and what you water grows, and how you water is what you think, and how you water is what you speak. And so right here on Speaking Life, I want you to make sure that this next week that you say something positive to yourself about yourself, so that you can water your own garden. Have a great week.